What's good? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Nick. I have been in this space of high ticket sales for 2.5 to 3 years. I have closed close to $3 million. I consistently bring in 20 to 30 grand a month in pure commission. And today we are gonna break down one of my calls. Now, I've done a few of these over the last few months and the response has been great. We got Zach here. Zach said, I pre-handled and handled objections from watching your YouTube videos. Shout out to you, Zach. Or we've got Abdi. Abdi said, I watched your call on YouTube. Fucking hell, fire emoji, crushed it like crazy. And the last one I'll go through is we got Chris here, who said, yo, what the fuck? I literally just got done watching your video with 600K doctor. Did YouTube notify you or something? Because I hit him right away. And YouTube did not notify me. We got Avo here who said, yo Nick, I just checked out the YouTube video. The live call was fire. So guys, I could go on. The point I'm saying here is that the people have spoken. You guys obviously get a lot of value from this. You're making a lot of money from these. So I'm back with another one. Now in this video, you're not about to just watch me close some layup credit card ready deal. You are gonna watch me deal with a tire kicker. Someone who's been dragging their feet and wasting time to taking action. From years of that to committing and moving forward on the call. And actually thanking me at the end for not allowing him to continue tire kicking.
But you did a great job, because you got myself committed.
So in this call, you're gonna hear me deal with indecisive tire kickers who say all the right things, but it's all out the window when it's time to buy, and how I handle them early in the call. So if you sell anything that teaches people how to make money and you deal with tire kickers, you deal with people who've been thinking about it for years but haven't done anything. People who've been delaying and delaying, this is gonna apply directly to you. So the way we're gonna run this is we're gonna go stage by stage. The main stages of a call is the frame, the challenges / pain, Heaven Island, and then Hell Island where we rip it all away. So the very first thing that we're gonna get into is the frame, and the first few seconds of a call, up until the first few minutes, tell me everything I need to know about the type of person that we're dealing with. When you are in the beginning of the call, it is very, very important those first few seconds because people are putting you through a list of filters. Is this person on the same level as me? Are they beneath me or are they above me, right? And so you never ever wanna be beneath them. At the bare minimum on the same page, ideally you wanna be above them. And so when you start your calls, you have to be high status. You can't go in there saying things like, thank you for taking the time. I'm glad you're able to make it on the call. Because what you're communicating to that person is that their time is more valuable than yours. Because why else would you be thanking them for your time, right? You also want to drop their guard. You don't want to say bullshit like, I'm only looking for a yes or a no today. Can you commit to giving me a yes or no? People know exactly what you're doing. Oh, we don't set follow-ups. People know what you're doing, dude. And then you want to let them know how the conversation is going to go and setting the tone that it is a decision-making state, and I mean a decision-making call and not just another chat, but you don't want to do it in a very harsh and abrasive way because they will shut down right away. So framing the call, being high status, and dropping their guard. Those are the three things that you want to do. Now with the other person, you are reading them, right? You're reading the language, you're reading the state, the energy that they're coming on with. So without further ado, let's dive into the frame of this call.
Morning.
Hello, Paul.
How you doing?
I'm good, my man. I'm good. How you feeling?
Good, good. Everything's okay. Yeah.
Sweet. How did you?
So this is something really subtle. I got this from Johnny Mao. Shout out to Johnny. Of starting the call asking someone how they're feeling so that you can get a temp check of the state that they're in. Because if you ask someone how they're feeling and they say something negative, like I'm tired or I'm upset or I just got some bad news, then you know you're gonna have to raise that person's state because they're not in the state to have a productive sales conversation. So I asked this guy how he's feeling and he instantly tells me good, everything's okay. That's perfect. That instantly tells me he's in the right state.
How did you come across Raz? I'm always curious. Or how long ago did you come across Raz?
I think it's been like a couple of years on Instagram. I
Okay.
think I would say like three years to 3 years.
Okay.
Life has been busy, and then at that time I was saying this is cool, but I also had my doubts. Asking will this really work? Things like that.
So off the dribble, he's already telling us he's a skeptical person. He says that for one, he's been following for 3 years. Now, most of you will hear that he's been following for 3 years and think, oh, Nick is just dealing with a laydown here. This is an easy sale. He's been following. But he hasn't done anything. He has taken zero action in 3 years because life has been busy. Life has been busy already tells me that he most likely has a pattern of making excuses for himself. That's instantly what he's telling me three minutes into the call, really 30 seconds into the call, right? And then he says that he was skeptical. He was skeptical and he had his doubts whether or not this would work. So we're only a couple seconds in, and we know that he has a pattern of putting off decisions, and he's skeptical. We already know that there's going to be some work to be done here.
Okay.
And then, and then time went by so fast.
And what changed that you kind of overcame that doubt and decided to book a call?
I'm instantly identity framing Big Bro, right? What changed to where the skepticism is no longer there that led you to booking a call? So what I'm communicating with him is that the fact that you've booked a call means that the skepticism isn't there, and now he's going to justify what changed and why the skepticism isn't there. Pay attention. Don't let that shit go over your head. Come on.
What changed that, I see more and more people gurus, on YouTube and also Instagram,
Mhm.
that's showing like regular people, like myself, can also, be successful in doing YouTube automation.
Right.
So that's why, I am interested. Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Make sure we cover everything. My name is Nick. I'm one of the lead advisors here. Raz's right hand. I don't usually take too many of these calls, but
Uh,
our team is super packed, super busy. So you are stuck with me. I like to keep
Appreciate
the
it.
calls laid back. Of course, I like to keep it laid back, chilled. Most important thing, man, is understanding you, right? And understanding what's behind that and where you want to get to. And if it feels like we can help, we'll talk about potential next steps. YouTube automation is not for everyone, though. We're not for everyone. So if I don't think that it makes sense for you, I'll tell you that too, and I'll point you in the best direction. I won't leave you hanging. Okay?
Yeah.
Easy stuff. Easy stuff. So
So boom, that's it with the frame, right? I have high status because I'm telling him who I am, and I'm telling him I don't take too many of these specific calls. Setting high status so he's not just seeing me as another salesperson, and I'm putting him in a decision making state by telling him that if things feel good, we'll talk about potential next steps. And I'm dropping his guard by saying that this isn't for everyone, and if I don't think it's for you, I'll make sure I point you in the best direction, which alleviates the pressure to make a decision or the pressure to do something, while also telling him that he needs to fucking do something, right? Pay attention to all three of these things because this is what sets the foundation for a good call. And so now we are out of the frame. Now we're getting into the most important part. This is the part that I've reviewed over 100 sales calls. The part we're about to get into now is the problems, challenges, and pain. This is where most reps completely lose the deal and completely miss key information. So I have another video on tactically how to do this, but now you're about to see me finding pain and digging deep to find layers and layers of pain. Let's get back in it.
easy stuff. So let's rewind. Take me back. What would you say is the ultimate goal or outcome you're hoping to get out of YouTube automation?
Right now, I have two jobs, and I'm a father. I don't know if you have a kid, but that is also
Another
true.
job
So
right there.
yeah, that's right. So I'm working in a real estate field.
Mhm.
I am a realtor,
Mhm.
and also I manage 100 properties. I'm a property manager. So I
Wow.
have a really, really busy lifestyle.
So in anything BizOp, I love starting with what would you say is the ultimate goal because they're just gonna tell you their pain. Like I asked this guy his goal, and then he started telling me he has two jobs. He's a realtor. He manages 100 properties. He's already telling me his pain, and I didn't ask him what is the biggest challenge you're dealing with. So with BizOp or with anything about making money, you always want to start with the goal first because they'll give you the pain.
But ultimately, if I can work with this, and if I can, have a steady income around $10,000 a month, then I would probably get rid of my property manager job, and then work with this more. So that's my goal. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, got you. And help me understand what's two things. One is what's behind you having two jobs. Like what's behind
Mhm.
that?
Make more money. Just easy, just simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he answers me in a very like duh way, like duh to fucking make more money. Now most reps would do one of two things: would either take that and move on, or would be rattled by that and would be shook that he just gave that type of response with that type of a vibe. The next question I'm about to ask here is going to allow me to unpack even deeper and get more information I would not have gotten if I didn't ask that. So always we want to get as specific as possible.
It's kind of easy and simple. I guess I don't want to assume anything there, right? Because like having two full-time jobs is obviously a decent amount. Like what
Mhm.
were you seeing that led you to picking up a second job? Where did that come from?
He has to get specific. What were you seeing that led you to pick up a second job? Listen to the language. Again, don't let this go over your head.
Like
Yeah. Are you? Do you live in US?
yeah, in Miami.
In Miami. Oh,
Mhm.
nice. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as you may have known, real estate market is just really slow right now, right? So I needed a steady income, and I started
Oh,
in last year, because I have a family to provide, So
okay.
yeah, that was the reason. And then real estate, is not really full time. I work, when I have, when my clients are need my help, but that's
Okay.
not like all the time.
Okay, I see. So
Yeah,
it sounds like it was a full-time thing before, but
it
the
was a full
market was
time
slow.
before. Yes.
So now we got a little bit of a layer deeper. Like the fact that he has a second job outside of real estate is because the market slowed down. That's good. We're not deep enough yet, though. Pause.
That's true.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
And so now when we look at this PM job, what has you looking to get rid of that? I guess why not just double down? It sounds like it's giving you set consistent income. Why not just double down there and grow your income that way?
Because YouTube doesn't
Push back, right? Now, okay, I understand why the real estate stuff's not working, but it sounds like he has a pretty stable job as a PM, as a property manager. Well, why not just double down there? Why not just make more money there? Boom. Now we're about to get a layer deeper.
uh, required to work that many of hours. For the videos that I've been watching, you can work just a few hours a week. Maybe like yeah, I might need to work more in the beginning, but once
Yeah.
you get things going and then you're used to your systems, then you don't have to be working full 3 hours a week.
Yeah. And when you say that kind of hours, like what kind of hours are you working right now? Are you working 40 hours?
On my management job,
Mm-hmm.
yes, kind of not 40 hours, but close to there. Yes.
Yeah. Educate me. What's the structure look like for that job? Like the hours and whatnot?
Again,
No, don't worry
guys,
about
I
that.
cannot stress this more specificity. Right now, he's telling me about the hours, but then he's also saying he works 40 hours. So he doesn't sound like he works that many hours. Now he's about to break down the grueling structure of what those hours entail.
I have to work 40 hours a week. It can be a little bit flexible, but Monday to Sunday I have to put in 40 hours a week.
Okay. And is it one of those things that, like, I'm kind of familiar, I'm not the real estate guy though, right?
Mhm.
When you say there's flexibility, it sounds like there's little variables. Is it you answering a fucking broken toilet at after hours, or like where does the variability come from? I guess is what I'm trying to understand.
Uh, Uh, so I don't have a fixed time Monday to Friday 9 to 5.
Okay.
I
Okay.
can do a little flexible. I can do I can skip a day or I can skip a half a day of the week and then but I'll have to like put it back. So this is how it goes. So
Mhm.
maybe like let's say Monday I can start at like at noon, but those like 4 hours that they didn't work or 3 hours that didn't work, I have to put it back on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I see. So where the hours go is flexible. Okay.
yeah.
I see. And is it one of those things where it's a 9 to 5? Now I understand the flexibility of what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
But is it one of those things where for the most part you're clocking in at 9, you're done at 5, or are there things that you tend to have to handle beyond that or before that? Or what does that typically look like when you're dealing with
Yeah,
time?
sometimes I have to like handle beyond that if
Quick Zen break, boys.
If any emergency comes up.
If you're listening, you got one, throw it in.
Mhm.
yeah, but usually it's less than 40 hours because I'm an on-site property manager. So when I am not busy, I am not really working. I'm not in the office, and I am in my apartment. So I have a little free time here and there. But it really it varies because I just don't know when next thing will come up or next antenna will reach out to me. Things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And
yeah.
like it sounds, I'm not trying to be the confused guy here, but it sounds like you have a pretty good setup going on there, right? You have flexibility with the hours. Why change anything? Like, what's pushing you to want to make a change? And
Push back again, guys. And the way I'm justifying it here is I'm saying I don't want to be the confused guy, but it's not adding up because so far it's fucking not adding up. I don't have a full understanding of why this guy would pay me $8,000 at the end on the call, right? And I'm not going to move forward until I do. And the problem is that a lot of you do. A lot of you will take a very, very surface level shit and move on and then expect them to pay you $8 to $10,000 at the end. That's nigga math. You need to get deeper. You need to expand further on the pain and their situation to make it a problem worth solving today. So that's exactly what we're doing here.
But as I told you, YouTube will allow me to work less time and make more income.
okay,
Yeah, that's just
okay,
like a pretty like simple
okay.
answer I
And
can give you.
easy stuff.
Yeah,
And with the hours, the variability with the hours, does that get in the way or restrict anything for you, or not exactly?
restricting?
Yeah, like with the hours, with the way that you're working now, does that get in the way of anything, or not really?
No, I mean it's like a full-time job. It's just like a regular full-time job. And I don't really like to put in the 40 hours needed in a week.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I guess what I'm asking you, because you said you have two, so we have two kids or kids.
one.
Okay, kid, my bad.
One.
So it's halfway him not fully understanding the question and halfway him rationalizing. And he rationalizes a little bit more later on, but I'm asking him if it restricts anything, if it gets in the way of anything. And he's telling me it's just a regular 40-hour job. When people say and do shit like this in your call, what they're doing subconsciously is they are dissuading themselves. They are subconsciously telling themselves throughout the call that they actually don't need this. And until you check that, until you have those conversations, you are going to continue spinning your wheels. And so watch how I handle this.
My bad. We have a kid, which is a job, right? And we
Uh,
also have two full-time jobs, which is like
uh,
24 hours in a day, though, right?
mhm.
So just so I'm not missing anything, you having these two jobs, also having a kid, are you finding yourself having like not doing as much as you would like to, or what does that look like?
Of course, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, because we all have 24 hours a day, right? So
Yeah. So I guess the thing I want to understand here is, what do you see having to take a back seat in the day to day because of these hours that you have to work? Like, what kinds of things you're not able to get to or do to the level that you would want to because of these hours? What does that look like?
Just have free time. I got time to have more time for my kid, or have more time to travel to exercise. You know, yeah,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah. And with your kid, is there?
I'm gonna take a quick pause because I forgot to say this earlier. The elements of a problem are the problem itself, the way those problems are affecting them, and then the duration of the problem. And so, right now, so far, all I've really gotten is a surface level problem, a little bit beneath the surface with the problem. Now we're about to understand how it's affecting him. And you can see it took a lot of digging, it took a little bit of looping around and reframing my questions to get there. They won't always give it to you on a silver fucking platter, guys. Sometimes you have to work for it, as I did. And now he's telling me that he's not able to spend as much time with his kids. Most reps would have missed this. Most reps would not have had this conversation. Not over here, though.
But the realtor is like not a full-time job, but it's
Not a
you
full-time
see the
job.
clients when they need it, right? And then the
When
property
they need it.
management, it sounds like the same thing. And so when you are with your kid, that time that you are together, would you say you're 100% mentally there and mentally present?
Probably not. Good question.
Yeah.
Good question. Probably not.
What makes you say probably not?
Because you're so busy.
He knows he knows I got that ass, right? Pause. That's why he said good question and laughed the way he did. He's also a sales guy, right? And he sees that, fuck, I'm not being very specific. He's being more conscious of how he's answering. Let's keep going.
So many things going on in your head, and then you just get out of your work. Sometimes you feel tired, exhausted, and then if you had more energy, you would have like a much a better time and a quality time with with my kid.
Yeah.
So
How
you
old is
get
your
bonus
kid?
more. 5.
5?
Yeah,
It's a
5.
son or daughter?
Daughter.
Daughter.
And do you have a kid?
I don't have a kid, but I have a 3-year-old nephew. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's interesting, especially with little girls, right? Because they're very intuitive and very smart, very early too.
Yeah.
And so when you're with your daughter and you're exhausted and you have many things going on in your head and you're not present, how do you think she reads that or picks that?
I planted an idea here and I'm framing it before I said it, right? I said little girls are very intuitive. When you're with, because he's the one who told me he's not fully present. When you're with your daughter, right, and you're not present, how do you think she picks up on it? He has to give me a fucking answer, guys.
Picks that up on you.
I mean, I think it's not a best thing. I try to be the best as I can, but
How do you think
I
she
know.
notices that you're not fully present?
Yeah, I mean, she notices. Like kids are smart, these days. So I think she notices.
Yeah, what does she say that leads to you knowing that she notices?
And she doesn't say anything.
Come on, Mr. Prospect. You gotta get specific. You got to get specific with me. I'm not gonna move on until you are.
But she doesn't say anything. But you
How
can
do you
tell.
know? How do you know? What can you tell?
Uh, you can tell because she's less excited. When she's with her mom, she's more playful, and then and then she engages more.
Yeah.
But maybe because I'm a guy as well, so I think mothers
So you could, like I said earlier, he's trying to dissuade himself subconsciously. He doesn't have any ill intent. He's actually a fucking great guy. But he told me that he's not able to spend as much time with his daughter. Right? He's not present when he's with his daughter. And then he said he's not sure if she notices. And then I forced him to get deeper. And then he said that he can see that she's less excited, which is a layer of how it's affecting the way he shows up for his family. But then he tries to pull it back and says, oh, well, maybe it's because I'm a guy. Right? What he's actually saying is the reason that she's less excited of me being with her isn't because I'm spending all these hours working, which means I'm probably not going to need this program at the end and I can continue kicking the tire. That's, if you zoom out, that's what he's saying. We're not going to let that shit slide though.
blend naturally more with style, but maybe because I'm a guy too. But yeah, definitely if I had more energy and less things going on in my life, then would have a lot more energy and more, I'll say more mental like capacity, right, to be weird.
Yeah, because
with
it's
my
a
daughter.
tough balance, right? Especially as men, because part of you wants to be able to go out there and provide, but at the same time, they're not going to remember the houses and the cool cars, and they're going to remember the time that you spent, right? That's the thing that registers the most. And so for you, seeing that she's less excited when she's hanging out with you, but more excited with mom because you're not present, how does that make you as the dad feel?
No good.
When you ask the how does that make you feel question, a lot of you are scared to ask this question because it comes off very cheesy. Like, how would that make you feel though? Right? You need context before you ask a question like that. Otherwise, they're just going to see through what you're doing. And so I have the context, right? When you look at it that way, the hours that you're working and seeing that your daughter's less excited, how does that make you as the dad feel? No good. Right? Because there's context behind it. Otherwise, they are going to try to rush you to the price because they know what you're doing, or they're going to give you surface level shit. Contextualize the how do you feel question.
That could be trouble.
That's the reason I'm looking for something else, to make some money online.
Yeah. And Like I always say this, man, it probably sounds cheesy, but the business itself is less important than the business owner, right? Because
Yeah.
once the business owner, once we can unpack the business owner, then any business is going to work, right? You can make any business work. It's the driver behind the vehicle that's the most important part. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The tactics and shit like that are less important than you. You're the most important part.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we have a demanding career, 2 careers. We have
I set that frame there so I can continue asking emotional questions without raising a guard, because I know in my head I'm about to continue asking more and more emotional questions, and I'm going to continue turning the temperature up. And so what you don't want is to be asking those questions and then they say, well, what does this have to do with starting a business? Can you just tell me how it works? I pre-handled that because the business owner is a lot more important than the business. And so first we need to understand you, and then I'm gonna fucking ask him another hard-hitting question.
we have a daughter, which is another career. And you also said that you're married. When you put that husband hat on, how do you think it affects the way you show up there?
Uh, I think I could be less busier, for sure. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and women are funny. Women are they're very intuitive as well. Obviously, little girl growing up as a woman, right? Does your lady pick that up?
My wife?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Would,
What is
would you-
it? Are you married?
almost.
Almost, okay. Yeah, but being like having someone or being married is like completely different thing. But I mean, you'll learn later when you have your family and your daughter or your son or anything. Yeah. My wife also knows that I am busy, but there's two sides of it. One, she appreciates a lot because me as a household and a husband, and that she says that I am doing everything I can, right? And the other thing is,
What's the other
uh,
side?
another thing is, if I have more freedom with time, then it'll be better. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so this will be the two sides. But she has not been complaining, and I
Uh-huh.
try to take as much time on the weekend or holidays to like get out and have some fun or travel or
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is good, and I'm glad, right? And I'm glad to hear you're taking those steps, right?
Mhm.
If we look at it, the weekend is 20% of the week, which means it's 20% of your life, right?
Mhm.
And so you're saying you're able to take that time, but during that time, we're not fully 100% present. And it sounds like you have a good woman because she knows that you're busy and she knows that you're doing everything.
He's rationalizing and he's saying that, oh, well, I make up for it on the weekends. Okay, 2 out of 7 days. Don't let them get away with shit like this, guys. It's 20%.
Everything you can, but not having the quality time with her. How does that make her feel?
Well, I mean, I think she's not been complaining or feeling that I was not there. It's because it's just like a normal regular life of being busy, and then I just not have like more spare time mentally. But
Yeah.
overall, it's been okay.
These people live in patterns, and we need to interrupt the patterns, which is exactly what I'm about to do here. Because now he's telling the same thing I said. He's dissuading himself from buying. He's telling himself that it's totally normal to only spend 20% of your life with your family. It's not fucking normal. It's normal in your life. So now I'm about to fucking reality slap him.
Can I make an observation without the offending you? Is that okay?
Yeah.
So we're talking about pretty important.
And that is the best way to interrupt a pattern right there. Can I make an observation without offending you? Can I say something without offending you? Can I offer a perspective without potentially offending you?
Things here, right? Heavy things here of being present with your daughter, having more time for yourself, being present with your wife. We're talking about important things, but I'm noticing you're doing a lot of rationalizing. And by rationalizing, I mean, oh, well, she's less excited, but it's because I'm a guy. But my wife knows I'm busy, but she gets it. Right? Do you see how you're almost rationalizing and convincing yourself to stay the same when you use language like that?
I don't know. I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
But,
that's why we're here. Well, we're on
yeah.
together. Do you see how using that kind of language and
Patterns. He didn't even realize that he's rationalizing the way he is until I called it out. He didn't even realize he's dissuading himself from joining the program until I called it out. Your prospects are doing the same thing and they don't realize it. Luckily, you were here though. You're smarter than that. You're better than that. You're not going to let that continue going on. Let's keep going.
rationalizing will keep you the same?
No, I mean, if I am rationalizing and if I want to keep myself the same, I wouldn't be looking for new opportunities. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is another pattern. My man has been looking for opportunities for 3 years, like he told us in the beginning. And now he's saying that if he was rationalizing, well, I wouldn't be looking for new opportunities. I'm not letting that shit slide either because you're still fucking rationalizing. And just because he's here does not mean that anything has moved forward. So watch how I handle it.
So we're gonna have some light
yeah.
bulbs. We're gonna have some
Yeah.
light bulbs. We're gonna have some
Yeah.
breakthroughs here, right?
Yeah.
So being here is a good first step
Mhm.
on this call, right? But think of it this way. It's like, let's say you're hungry and then you go to the fridge and you open up the doors and then you see what's inside. And then you close those fridge doors and you go back and you don't make yourself any food. You're still gonna be hungry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the reason I'm saying this is because from what you said in the last 3 years, you've been in this place where you wanted to start something new, right? But in your words, life will come up, which I understand. And then when we talk about it, you rationalize and say, well, it's because I'm a guy. right? So do you see how continuing to tell yourself that the reason things are this way are okay in a way is you're telling yourself you're okay? Do you see how that way of thinking can keep you stuck in the same exact place?
So my aggression is increasing a little bit here because he's not fucking getting it, and he still doesn't get it after this.
No, I think I see what you're saying, but I don't. I think it's. I think it relates to the vehicle or to the work that I am involved. Obviously, everybody wants to work less time and make more money. It's just that I'm interested in finding that route. It's just that I didn't. I haven't found that route, yet. So I think
Yeah.
what I'm, yeah, yeah. So what I'm trying to do is trying to find, that, a reality to work in my
Yeah.
life. That's the difference. Yeah.
So let me put it this way, like the reality is everything works, right? Every business model.
And he's still fucking rationalizing, and he's rationalizing saying that the reason he hasn't done shit, the reason he's allowed this is because of, well, I didn't know what business to do. I didn't know what path to take. Again, I'm sure a lot of your people say this too. He is still rationalizing. So watch how I crack this pattern.
Works is the
Yeah.
reality, right? And so what I'm saying here is business, just to be honest with you, business is fucking hard. Like I'm sure you're not a stranger to that, right? It
Yeah.
requires time investment, mental investment, financial investment. Like there's going to be times that shit's not working and you need to fire people. There's going to be like it's hard and it requires a lot out of you,
Mhm.
right? And so if we don't unpack the fact that we've been in this place for the last few years and have rationalized it, as soon as things get hard, you're just going to continue to rationalize it, and then you're not going to get to the point where you do have the freedom because everybody wants it, but not everybody gets it.
Mhm.
But this is why everybody doesn't get it.
Mhm.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I see, but I think it is possible. So that's the reason why I'm trying to start. And it may not be easy, but
Mhm.
I have to keep going, in order to find it out.
You do.
Yeah,
You're picking
yeah, yeah.
something, right?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
the key. Because if I can say something else without offending you, is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what's going to keep you stuck.
Uh-huh.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I'm the example guy, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's say
So I could tell it's still not fully landing, so I throw another example. And this is the reality of sales. Shit's not going to land 100% every time. And we're 22 minutes into the call. Sometimes calls will be a little longer than you want. If it means that you're going to get a deal at the end of it, who fucking cares? Don't move on until you have what you need. I've been in this stage of the call. I'm still in the problem stage. I've been in this stage for 19 minutes.
let's say you're overweight, you're
Uh-huh.
250 pounds,
Mhm.
and when you talk about your weight, you say, well, I could be 300, I could be
Mhm.
250.
Mhm.
When
Okay.
you're putting it that way, do you see
Mhm.
how that fat person, there's no
Mhm.
reason for them to change because they're telling
Mhm.
themselves it can be worse.
Mhm.
Do you see that example?
Yeah, yeah.
And so with you telling yourself that the reason your daughter is less excited is because you're a man, or you
Mhm.
telling yourself that your wife knows you're busy, she wishes you could be more present, but it's okay.
Mhm.
Do you see how that is the fat person convincing themselves they can be fatter, and that's why that person never changes? Do you see the relationship there?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I'm challenging you here, man.
Got his ass. Now he gets it. Now he fucking gets it. Let's keep going.
It's in your best interest though, because I've been
Uh-huh.
there, I promise. Right. And so this way of thinking, or this rationalizing of telling yourself that your situation is okay, knowing it's not, do you
Uh-huh.
think the rationalizing is serving you well, or should we maybe start to let go of that?
Yeah, and that's why I'm here, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
To find a solution. Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
It's
No, I
the-
understand your point. I understand your point.
And it's
Yeah.
the first example because being here and finding a solution is being in motion, but
Mhm.
going to your fridge and making food is taking action, right?
Mhm.
And as
Yeah.
we're identifying here, we've been in motion for 3 years. And so why now to let go of the rationalizing and actually take action? What's different this time around?
Why now, Mr. Prospect? You've been rationalizing for all these years. You've been looking around for all these years. What is different?
I think it's the belief. Let's say if the fat person wants to lose weight, or someone wants to quit a cigarette, that has been smoking for like a quite so long time.
Mhm.
I think the very first time, in anything you do, you really have to believe that you can do it. Then you're gonna start, right? So yeah, I
Okay.
think that's a change.
Okay. I respect
Yeah,
that. I respect
yeah, yeah.
that. What's different that you have more belief now that you didn't before?
Because what made me believe more than before? Okay,
And
believe,
before you answer that, when you
uh,
say belief, is it belief in yourself? Is that what you're referring to?
no, believe that this is possible.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Believe that it's possible. It
Okay.
may or may not work, starting right away, but
Yeah.
believe that this is possible.
Okay, got you. So you can answer. So what changed that you had that belief in?
Seeing more regular people that started from the scratch without no experience and getting there, being able to monetize online. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So seeing more. And how long have you, I know you said you've been following us for 3 years. How long have you been wanting to start something for yourself? How long has that been going on?
I was not, yeah, yeah. Like, first time when I saw it was around like 3 years, and then the feeds on Instagram just disappear if I don't like keep watching. But
Mhm.
I think for the last like a month and a half or so, I was watching like Rise or other gurus also in the internet, like selling their products. So
Mhm.
yeah, so that was the time frame that I was like evaluating it and seeing what should I start with.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Got you. Got you. And what you were saying, I think you started the call with that. You were saying this is cool, but had doubts around will this really work, right?
Mm.
Yeah. And so you said that part of that belief was belief that does it actually work, right? is what you're saying. Like, is it possible? Like, does it work?
Yeah, yeah. I know that making online like training content on YouTube works. So it's just a matter of finding how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So be real with me, man, because we have to be real with each other to help, right? So the doubt that you were talking about, was it doubt that it would work or doubt in yourself to make it work? Like, where do you really think the doubt was coming from?
The doubt,
Yes.
is because this is something new and I have never done it. Uh, I don't, it would be awesome if it works, in a couple of months. But also, I cannot tell myself this is gonna work 100%. And if it doesn't, then I'm gonna get disappointed. So I know it
Okay.
works. It could work on the first time or on the second attempt or the third attempt. But if I keep going in without giving up, it'll work eventually. Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
what I'm saying. Am I being realistic?
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah,
You are. And a
yeah,
lot of it
yeah.
lies on you, right? A lot of it lies on you. And so, like, the reason I'm spending a lot of time on here, man, this is super important, right? So just bear
No
with me.
problem. You can ask me
Yeah.
as many
So
questions as you have.
before you,
So the fact that he just said no problem, ask as many questions as you want, means that he sees that my questions are actually going somewhere and it's leading to a productive conversation. And he's seeing how he's been in this place for years and hasn't done anything. These are the fucking light bulb moments that you or people need to have in order to get out of their own way and buy.
before you said that we've had students who were crushing it for a while. Raz has been posting that since you started following from day one 2 years ago, right? You were saying that this is cool, but you had doubts, even though you saw other people making money with it, and you knew that YouTube it's possible to make money. You saw the people doing it, you knew it was possible, but you had doubts, right? And so those doubts, where does that mean those doubts were?
Okay, so let me put it this way. Let me ask you this question. How many students you guys have? You guys had for this year alone. Let me put this way, if you don't mind asking.
Come on, man. Like if you've watched enough of my videos, you know what he's trying to do now. He's trying to put the responsibility on me. He feels the pressure. He's in the fucking furnace. He's in the kitchen. He's in the cooker right now, and he feels the pressure. So he's trying to take the pressure off of himself and put the responsibility on to me.
I'll answer in a second. What's behind the
Yeah.
question?
I wanted to ask you if all of them, like 100% or 90% of them, were successfully able to make money, $5,000 to $10,000, monthly in a period of like 6 months or a year. That was my question.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Can I challenge you to ask a different question?
sorry,
Yeah. How many of the students that we had put in the required work? That's the right question.
with that I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that's the right question to ask
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
how many students made it work,
Uh-huh.
right? And the reason
Yeah.
I'm saying that is because we have nearly 4,000 students. We've grown over 10,000 channels. Our process works and what we do works, and we've been doing it for close to 5 years now.
Uh-huh.
So whether or not it works, who does that depend on?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. They have to put in the work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the question that you asked of our students, how many made it work, 90%, 80%, what I'll tell you is 100% of the students who put in the work.
Uh-huh.
Now, the right question is how many students put in the work out
Uh-huh.
of the students that we've worked with.
Okay, so I will change my question then.
Yeah.
How many students within the people that put in the work and then really did their part were able to successfully monetize and make money online? That would be my question.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
The answer to that is 100%. Right?
Okay, that's good.
Because
That's
if
good
you
to
show
know.
up and put in the work, then it will work for you, right?
Yeah,
and
but
the reason
if-
I'm pushing
And that's fucking true. That's fucking true. I'm not lying at all. 100% of the students who show up and put the work in make it work. That's with anything. That's with fitness. That's with biz op. That's with anything.
here, man, is because it starts with responsibility for your results. Right? A program, a course, is not going to get you to where you want to get to. A program and a course is the bridge to getting you to where you want to get to, but you have to do
I
it.
understand that. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah. So like rather than looking at other people and what other people have done, are you willing to look internally within at what you can do to be able to get the results and show up the way those people did?
Of course. I mean, if I am putting like thousands of dollars in,
I just put the responsibility right back onto Big Bro, and now we're having a conversation about him and him taking responsibility, not in putting in the work, not us and our students and our program, because that is where he was trying to direct the conversation with that question. I could just see it before it happens. Now we're back into talking about him and what he needs to do.
as an investment, obviously, I'm not gonna, just like let it go and then, like, and not doing any work and just like waste this money.
Good.
Yeah.
Can I keep you accountable to that?
Of course.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Right, because it's like asking a gym how many people lose weight. It's the people who fucking show up and eat right. It's the amount of people who lose weight. Same thing here. You see what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
So a couple things. You said you've been feeling this way for the last 3 years, really the last month and a half. In that time, what other have you been looking at other models or other ways to be able to make money online, or has this been the main one, or what?
Online wise, no, this is the only one.
Pause. So, for the most part, we are now done with the problems, right? We understand what his problems are. We understand how they've been affecting him. We understand what's kept him from moving forward, how the indecision has affected the way he's shown up for his wife, the way he's shown up for his daughter. We understand that it's been happening for 3 years. Now we're going to get into Heaven Island, which is trying to understand what it is that he's done to get out of this situation and what does life look like once he's actually out of it and it's solved and he's gotten, first of all, what are his dream outcomes and what does life look like when he's there?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And what was it about YouTube automation that kind of struck you and made you feel like, okay, maybe this could work for me? What did you see about the
Because
problem?
when people think of YouTube,
And so now this part of the call, so to preface what we're doing here in the heaven section, again, what they've tried, we're going to DQ other solutions, and then we're going to have him sell himself on our solutions and future pays. And so what I'm doing right here is I'm having him sell himself on our solution, which in this case is YouTube automation. So what is it about YouTube automation that you feel like could potentially work for you? Now he's about to tell me. Now we're getting a little more logical.
of YouTube, people think it can be difficult because you have to do everything yourself. You have to make the script, you have to film it, you have to edit it, you have to put a voice,
Mhm.
and being able to delegate that with AI. I think it makes a lot more easier than thinking that you have to do everything by your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good age that we're in, right?
Yeah.
You can outsource it to a robot.
I was also interested in shopping, like affiliate marketing, but
Okay.
somehow you have to film yourself. Like you have to get a product, you have to put
So he's already DQing other solutions for me. He's saying he was going to do affiliate marketing. Now he's going to tell me he's going to start shitting on it. I didn't even have to ask him why not do that.
review and you have to like a research video, and that was limiting because I have to do it myself. I have to get so many products one a day or two a day or whatever.
Mhm.
So YouTube automation that I don't need to film and things like that myself. It was more appealing.
Yeah. You don't want to be in front of a camera dancing and showing a product? That's not you?
I mean, I cannot I don't have to be present, but at least a product has to be there. And I don't like to be filming. This is like that and this is like that.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was it. But it's something that I have to go. I have to add, later after the promotion, the automation,
Yeah.
things off. Yeah,
And that's super smart, man. That's what a lot of our students do, where they'll get a camera working and they already
uh,
have so much traffic, and then they link an affiliate product, and then they make
exactly. Yeah.
right?
Boom, affiliate marketing cooked. He can't tell me at the end of the call, oh, I'm just going to do affiliate marketing or go do more research on that because he just fucking told me why affiliate marketing isn't going to get him to where he wants to get to at this stage.
So it goes hand in hand. So that's nice. And you talked about your lady earlier. Does she know that you're looking at potentially like starting a business so you could bring more money to the house and have more time? Or is it like a plus for her?
Boom. Now where are we? We're pre-handling the wife. We're getting the wife out of the picture or in the picture if we need to.
She knows.
She does. How does she feel?
She thinks I should start everything from scratch by myself. Yeah, that's
Fuck, now the wife is potentially going to cock block the deal. We're not going to let that though.
not spending money with the course and and then I have to she thinks I have to slowly myself starting from the scratch and then do it little by little get our followers and try to figure out everything on my own.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
It's gonna take a lot of time in order to find out.
Yeah. You're smart for that. Yeah, it's the long way. What's behind her thinking that?
I don't know. She's not really into it.
So his wife doesn't want him to get support, but he does. Okay, all good. I'm going to reward him and identity frame him as a smart entrepreneur. You're smart for that. So I guess what is it about her that she doesn't want you to get help? What's behind her thinking that? So we could pre-handle that, her way of thinking.
So it is online money making. So
So she's not into it?
no, she's not into it.
Yeah. So when it comes to you, I mean, it sounds like you see things differently. She thinks you should do it alone. You know it's going to take time and money. When it comes to taking the step, is it one of those things that she kind of just trusts your leadership and whatever you feel like makes the most sense to bring more money to the house? How does that look?
Eventually she will, but we'll have to have a conversation with her.
That means spouse isn't cooked yet.
Yeah. And conversation around because women are funny, man. Is it one of those things when you say conversation around it of you actually making it work and her seeing the results and seeing the fruits of you getting help and getting guidance?
What was it? Can you say one more time?
Yeah, no, I'm saying is it one of those things. When you say you have to have a conversation with her, it's one of those things because women are funny. We know this, right? Where she has to kind of see the result and see it working to be able to trust it.
I mean, but we cannot see the results, before starting, right? So yeah. I mean, we have to start, and then and then a couple months later, she may see the result, but before starting, it's not possible.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So for her to be able to know that it makes sense to get help, is it one of those things that she has to see the result after a couple months to know that it was worthwhile?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Because you'd be surprised. I don't want to say hard-headed, right? But some people we just can't help, right? Where they know that they need to do what's required to bring more money to the house. Their lady knows, their kid knows. But when it's time to do what's required to get the skill set to bring more money to the house, they want to get permission from their wife, or they want to deflect responsibility to their wife, right? So it sounds like you've kind of taken the responsibility in the leadership there. So is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And it sounds like you have a good one there too.
Boom. Identity frame him as the leader of the house who's not going to deflect the decision to his wife. His wife, who needs to see results anyway. And so if she needs to see results to feel good about it, okay, then you need to get results and then bring her on board. It doesn't make sense to go try to ask her first if she doesn't fucking see what you see. And he just agreed to that.
Good one there too.
Yeah.
And like, where are we going, right? Like, what would the channel is the goal? You said the goal.
So boom, what we've done here is we figured out what he's tried to solve it. We've DQ'd other solutions. He sold me on the solution that I'm selling here. Now we're about a future pace. Now we're about to paint that heaven island. What do things look like once this is actually solved?
The PM job. What would you need to be making every month to be able to get rid of that?
Well, 10.
10? Sweet.
Yeah.
Is that
Is it
where
possible? Is it possible?
we have students who've done that? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Or is it more realistic to like think about like a less amount of money?
5K a month in 6 months is the goal that we like to set.
Okay. But I can always make second, third channel, right?
Exactly. Right. So like, let's look at the 10K months, just numbers on the screen. Like, let's say we're 6 months out, you're making the 10K
It's
months.
just numbers on a screen. Now we need to unpack what does that actually do for you? How different do things actually look?
From your channel. Like, what besides just a number, what does that actually change for you? How different do things look?
I mean, I think I will travel a lot more.
Okay.
I'll be less stressed.
Yeah. What's the biggest stressor you have now that you wouldn't have?
Biggest stress?
Guys, specificity throughout the entire call. I'd be less stressed. Most of you would move on. Not anymore after watching my videos. Now you know. Okay, you'd be less stressed. What is the biggest thing you're stressed about that you wouldn't be stressed about? Get specific.
Putting the hours that I have to work, like 40 hours a week.
Mhm.
So the more time, the more freedom you have, then you have less stress.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And what does that open up for you? Traveling is one thing. Traveling is more of like a fun thing. If we just look at the day to day, having less hours or more hours and less stress, what does that open up for you?
I like to be a lot in the nature, so I like to go hiking. I like to go to the beach. So I think, and I like to work out as well. So
Nice.
and
Where
we
you
lives California, Los Angeles.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think I'll have more time for myself.
Yeah, nature, hiking, beach. So you're the outdoors guy.
Yeah. I really enjoy doing that.
How do you think you being able to show up less stressed, how do you think that would affect the relationship with your daughter as she's growing up?
Oh yeah, it would be a lot better. It'll be a lot better. I mean, it's not terrible now, but it'll be a lot better.
Yeah, better is what we're talking
Back into rationalizing. It's not terrible.
about, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And like I always say, man, the business itself does not matter. The business owner is what matters, right?
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
when we look at you 6 months from now, this man who we can call him Paul 2.0, who's the entrepreneur, who's let go of his doubts.
Okay.
Entrepreneur Paul, right? He's let go of his doubts.
Sorry, I'm laughing. I'm just like a very like natural, down to earth. So I don't. I mean, I hope he's okay. I'm being just like myself with you. Okay.
Of course, man. Of course,
Yeah.
and that's good. And I can see it. You were a little
Yeah.
tense earlier. You were a little holding back a little bit earlier, and I see you opening up. So that's all good. That's all good.
Yeah. Okay.
What was that?
He just
Okay.
told me he's being himself, so something subtle here. I'm rewarding him for making that comment, and I want him to continue being himself and to continue opening up.
Okay.
And so let's look at Paul 2.0, right? This man who is in full control of his income, not the market, who has let go of his doubts. What characteristics or traits do you think he has, the version of yourself who's an entrepreneur who's accomplished this? What characteristics or traits does he have?
I think it'll be more confident.
Okay.
Yeah. And then more confident and certain that more money to be made in online, like and with YouTube, it is possible. So just to break this barrier, beginning and
Yeah.
prove to be able to make some substantial income coming in every month. It'll make more. I think it'll change a lot. Yes.
Yeah. And it starts within, which is why I'm glad you said confidence. Right?
Yeah. I went to Hawaii for the vacation in June.
Nice, sick.
Yeah, and then we stayed there for like a week, around 1 week, and
So what we're about to uncover here is about to be gold, and this is shit that like is buried deep in the back of his mind, but this is the real driver. So listen, pay close attention to what he's about to say here.
Waikiki.
Nice.
And then I was sitting in that beach and I was telling myself, I mean, it'll be really good if in 2 years from now, I can get rid of this, like, of the jobs that I'm doing, and having to, put like 40 hours a week, and then being able to, make money online, and while, working less hours.
Mhm.
I said that to myself, and it'll be good if I can, if I come back here in that position from 2 years from that point.
Mhm.
And I said, it'll be really, really nice.
Yeah. And it's interesting you say that, right? Because I've been in a similar place. 4 years ago, I was washing dishes. And before that,
What?
4 years ago, I had a corporate career, and then I was washing dishes after. So I was only washing dishes a couple years ago, right?
So you get to that too?
So I was washing dishes, and then I got a corporate job where I was making like 80, 90 grand a year, right? And I was still unfulfilled, and I still was putting in all these hours, which is where I came into the world of business, right?
Yeah.
And so just 4 years ago, I was clocking into a kitchen and fucking scraping
Okay.
gum off of plates. And the reason I'm saying that is because I'm on the 40th floor now, and this is proof that it is possible if you do the work within yourself first, right? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm the same Nick, right? And so when we look at that person right now, and we look at right now,
So just in case it went over your head, he was at the beach in Hawaii, and he was looking around. He had a level of freedom. He was on vacation because his boss let him take off, and he's looking around. He's like, shit, this could be my life. I could be doing this on my own time. That is the catalyst of change for him. It's important to understand because we would not have gotten this information if we didn't get as deep and specific as I'm saying to get it.
What ways of thinking do you think are not serving you well you would have to let go of if you really want to be him?
I mean, it'll be
Quick recap. So right now we're in identity frame of who he needs to be, and he's what does he need to adapt, and he's saying confidence, right? What does he need to let go of, and that's what we're getting into now.
be just uh you know taking the challenge and then putting the work and just keep doing it until it happens.
Okay. Okay, good, good. And when we think of like letting go of beliefs or letting go of ways of thinking, does anything else come to mind?
Take action.
Action's big. Yeah.
Mm.
And what about the
Come on, he fucking said it. I didn't even have to say the shit. He said it. Take action. That's absolutely right, Mr. Prospect.
you think we'd have to let go of that?
Yeah, we'd have to let go.
Action's big. Yeah.
Mm.
And what about the doubt? You think we'd have to let go of that?
Yeah, we'd have to let go. Mm.
You don't sound too sure, my man.
Yeah, yeah, I'm just being honest.
Mhm.
I'm just being honest.
Nick the dishwasher versus Nick now, we just made two different decisions. That's it, right? And so
Okay.
my question for you is, are you willing to adapt to the decision making of that man who has let go, who's taken action, who's gotten the confidence? Are you willing to make decisions through his lens?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like,
Boom. Now the goals slash heaven section is done. Cooked. Now what we're about to do is we're about to rip it away. Right now we're about to put him on Hell Island. We painted the picture of how beautiful it looks when he's at the destination. Now we have to rip it away of what happens if he doesn't change. He continues making decisions the way he has, and things stay the same, which is Hell Island.
we have to look at the other side, right? What
Mhm.
happens if another year or 2 years go by and you
Mhm.
continue telling yourself this story that it's not possible, right? You continue rationalizing like we were talking about.
Mhm.
2 years go by and nothing changes, but because you didn't change, have you thought about what that would feel like?
Yeah, yeah, it'll feel terrible.
What pisses you off the most about looking in the mirror and seeing that another 2
Most mediocre reps would hear it feels terrible and be like, good, we got the answer, move on. Not over here. What would feel terrible about that?
another 2 years from now? What pisses you off the most about that?
With time wasted,
Mhm.
life is short.
Right? It is.
It is
5
short,
years
yeah.
ago, right?
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
daughter was born, not just thought. And so
yeah.
the right question again, from a good place, right? Respectfully, are you willing to continue settling for that?
No, no,
No.
no, no, no.
And help me out here. Why not? And the reason I say that is because for the last 3 years, we've seen that. We've known we needed to change. We've given ourselves reasons to not take action, and we have to look for that. What's different this time
I
around?
think the difference is that before, like 3 years ago, I didn't really believe in
Have
it.
him justify, pull back. I mean, push back.
So when I saw the feeds on Instagram and the video, I said, "Oh, this is interesting. This could be a possibility," but I was not really committed. But no,
There it is. That's the word right there. That's the
Yeah.
word. Committed.
Yeah.
Committed. It's not belief, not about belief. Commitment to the end goal. Commitment to being more present. So my question there is, what's different besides like belief, right? What's different that you are actually ready to commit to the future that you want? What's different there, and not continue settling?
Yeah, because the difference is that I believe it is possible. That's the difference. Back then, I thought it was interested, but I was not sure that it was possible. Now I think that's possible. I think that's how everything starts, right? If you want to go somewhere, you think you think it is possible, and then you start doing it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the fucking fat person will never lose
Yeah.
weight if they don't believe it's possible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's not let it get there. Let's not waste more time. Again, I know I've been pretty hard on you this call, but I know we can help you. That's why, right? For a couple
Okay.
different reasons. You know how you're saying for the last 3 years, you've been in this place where you know you want to make more money online. You want to be able to travel, be more present. There were doubts though. There were doubts around, is this possible? Around, can I do it? Right? Now you know it's possible. You don't want to waste a bunch of time and energy figuring out how to do it by yourself. That's exactly what we do here. So I'll start by telling you what this is not, okay? This is not one of those things where we're going to throw a bunch of videos and PDFs at you, right? And tell you to just figure it out. You're on your own.
Myself.
So yeah, that's not us.
Yeah.
Okay. We're also not going to throw you in a Zoom with 50 other people and say, everybody, throw your questions out and just hope that everyone gets answered. And if not, see you next week. That's not us either. Right? What we're doing with you, one-on-one coaching, designed to get you specifically to the goal of 5K per month. That's where we
Okay.
go first. And then showing you how to scale beyond that, right?
Mhm.
So if you want, I can throw up my screen here, show you the exact roadmap to get you there, and then we just keep going from there. Would that help?
Yes. Let me see the screen here.
And then boom, he's cooked. So what happens at the end of this call is we're having some logistical problems with the bank. So I take a $500 deposit and then he moves forward on the next day. And so I want to show you what he says on the next day because he literally thanks me for not believing his BS, for not taking his excuses. So I'm gonna play that clip right here.
Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Cool. Well, how you feeling since we spoke?
I mean, I was alleviated yesterday.
You were alleviated?
Alleviated, yeah, because I had this burden on me,
Okay.
saying I have to start some point. And then I was, just analyzing the options that I had, along with other courses.
Uh-huh.
But you did a great job, because you got myself committed, and I'm not now paying attention to other courses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I have deleted all those like text rooms and all of that. So I'm not taking. So I'm not paying attention to that too.
Oh yeah. Sounds like
Also,
you
at
got
the
locked
same
in
time,
committed.
yeah,
Hmm.
a little bit anxious, with all these ideas. Oh, now I have to get started.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah,
Cool. Now it's time to put them to action. Let's get you going. Are
exactly.
you excited?
I am. Yes.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
He was alleviated because I got him to commit and he can stop thinking about all these different models. Guys, sales is service. You are not doing these things to these people, you're doing it for them. For 3 years, he's been thinking and analyzing and stuck in this paralysis analysis. I got him out of his own way. He moved forward. And just like that, I was able to close an 8K deal with an absolute tire kicker and got him to commit in real time. So I've given you guys full transparency on how these calls actually go, the detours that at times you have to take, and the challenges that I still experience as an experienced closer day to day on my calls. If you want to sharpen up fast, if you want help implementing all the things that I talked about here, if you want my eyes on your calls, and you want to fast track the learning, click the link in the description, apply for my one-on-one coaching, and see if you qualify. I will say, I work with everybody one-on-one directly with me. I'm not just gonna throw you off to a coach. So I genuinely have limited slots. I can't fucking work with too many people. It's not some like fake scarcity. I only have a limited amount of time. And so click the link below, see if you qualify. If so, I'll see you on the other side. If not, I will see you on the next one. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you again.